The first time we had candidates contesting with posters and others, even talking to colleagues to vote for me. And it means that election, we're going to have not one, not two, not three, but we're going to have a whole lot of people now contesting for the position because it is now very lucrative. That means that we should put things in place which will guide us into the future. We should. That is what we used to do forward with our status now. So please, let's look at what we are having. Thank you.
Thank you. Based on what we have discussed so far, I would like to make a sort of suggestion for your consideration. The Electoral Committee shall be an ad hoc committee. It will be put in place approximately 3 months just before the next elections. And then from among them, a chairman will be selected. They carry out their activities 3 months after elections. If there are no issues, conflicts to be adjudicated, it comes to an end. Would that be acceptable? Mr. Fenyako? There is a clause here that says that they shall be appointed by president at the various levels of the association. So what happens is that this sort of says that part of NEC, or no, part of CG could do the appointment, so that at least it's large enough to exclude any CG member who would want to contest for a position. It's not only a small group of people. So if you declare your intentions, you are not part of the team that will select this electoral commission. Please, would that be an option for us? Because we need to move on. Okay, let's show by hands who agree. Ad hoc committee put in place by CG, 3 months to elections, and then 3 months later, they are dissolved if there is no problem. Okay, any objections? Is there any objection? All right, thank you. So we would capture that, revise the portion, and then we move on. 11.3, please, can you show 11.3? There are some issues that, again, we need to look at carefully, and I want to highlight them. 3.34. Before that, 3.33. It says that nomination form shall be signed by the nominee and endorsed by at least 10 dues-paying members in good standing for the national and zonal levels. 4, for national president, the nomination form shall be endorsed by at least 2 dues-paying members in good standing from all institutional associations. And 5, at the institutional level, nomination form shall be signed by the nominee and endorsed by at least 5 dues-paying members in good standing. Any comment on these ones? The issue that I want to highlight... Oh, sorry, please go ahead.
First, I'd like to draw attention to the 11.3I. Okay. It says that notice of election shall be issued 90 days prior to election. And we've just agreed that the electoral committee shall be an ad hoc committee set up 3 months prior. 3 months prior is practically 90 days. I believe you have to give the electoral committee a bit of time to familiarize themselves and put things in place before they they serve the notice of polls.
So that one could be adjusted. I would say that 30 days is even enough for us to do that. Okay. So please, the point that I want to raise here, especially having two people endorsing the form from all institutional associations seems a bit too much. So if the presidency is coming to the Southern Zone, you need two endorsements from Sari and from Kumasi. Okay. Yo.
I'm Amakwando Francis. I want to add to the point that my brother Alex having just made with respect to the time we're going to appoint the Electoral Commission. Right. We should not lose sight of the fact that those that be appointed on the committee would have to meet among themselves so they can have a roadmap ahead of them as far as the elections are concerned. So I would propose that instead of the 3 months that we're talking about, the 90 days or 3 months that we're talking about, prior to appointment, prior to the election, it should be 6 months so that they can use the 3 months to do all the preparations, and then 3 months after that, then the election can then take place. So instead of the 3 months, I would propose that we make it 6 months. The appointment of the Electoral Commission, we make it 6 months prior to the elections. Thank you.
Thank you. The alternative that we just agreed was that they will have 3 months, and then the candidates, as it were, the notice will be given within a month to election. In my experience, it's enough time to be able to do whatever. 6 months may seem too long and redundancy may set in. So they will have 3 months, and then this notice of election within 30 days. If you would want to vie for any position, you would have been doing your groundworks a long time. And then within that 30 days, you could finalize it. So the issue of endorsement by 2 members from each institute, that is what I wanted to say. That for me, I think it's too much work and we need to do something. Institutional associations, that is what it says here. Dr. Klein.
Mr. President, I think because it has already stated somewhere that you should get 10 people to nominate you. So let's remove these 2 and just get 10 people. If 5, 10 members endorse you, then it's over. It shouldn't be 10, then you have to go for another 2 from somewhere. Mr. President, I think the 10 is enough. But the 10, maybe 5 from southern sector, 5 from northern sector. Then I said, zone. Because the other zone too should know you. All right, thank you.
James, that is true, but you see, getting this endorsement and directly relating it to being known, I don't think they match. They don't match. You could get 10 people and still not be known by him. Yes, Dr. Pedro.
Thank you, Mr. President. This 5 or 10 people to endorse you that we are looking at, I see it as a theoretical thing. Because if in a year that we have 5 people contesting,